We are live. Oh yeah, Thursday night, and we are live. It's my shit. Bum, bum. Ebony, first to arrive. You know what, Ebony? I need to get you something because your attendance is astonishing. Blessings, blessings, my beautiful people. So glad to see you guys. So glad. Blessings, blessing. Peace, peace, Ebony. Peace, peace. Peace, peace. All right, we already got some people in the queue. Y'all wanna? Okay, voices will be heard tonight. Miss Gina, 123. How we doing? Peace, peace. Special shout out goes to everybody that is subscribed. You guys, I just want to say thank you. All right, let's get some peaceful tunes going. There she is.
Hello.
Peace, peace. What up, though? What up, though? Yes. I definitely need to go ahead and burn some of that Palo Santo, too.
Trying to clear the air. It's been a week.
Yes, it has been a week. For y'all, for those who don't know, Mercury is still Mercury is still in her shadow period. So don't get it twisted. She could do just as much work in her shadow period that she can do while it's retrograde. So let's go ahead and burn some of this Palo Santo, get some of this good energy. Can you guys hear me? I feel like I'll be talking loud, so I want to try to lower my voice this week. Can you still hear me good?
I can hear
Yeah.
you. I can hear you.
All right, cool. Got me a nice little candle because it's really good when you have like the elements around you, whether it be like water, fire, air, whatever. I'm really loving those, having this element. So I had this candle because it reminds me of living back in Los Angeles. All right, guys. So, hey, Mastermind ATL, I see you in the queue. I know you got a question. Just let us get this intro going. Then I'm gonna get to you because I really do want to hear from you guys this week. Hopefully you like the topics this week. Speaking of, speaking of, the topics this week are something that we've probably been putting off for 2 weeks, but psychedelic killers.
Okay.
Yeah. The second topic is the Internet of Bodies. All right. And the last topic, which we'll probably have more, the last topic that I have is what timeline are we in? Like, seriously, yeah, like what timeline are we in? And so, yeah, that's how we're going to lead into this. So, you guys that are here, I'm going to ask you to get in a nice sitting position, center yourself, whatever energy you came in here with tonight, just let it, just let it subside. If it's negative, just realize that it's just an experience. And most of all, it's probably a lesson that you're not paying attention to, that you're missing. So let's center ourselves. We're going to do some breathing exercises. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to breathe in through our nose. We're going to hold it for 3 seconds, and then we're going to release through our nose. Okay, we're going to do this 3 times, and afterwards you should be feeling a little bit more calm. So on the count of 3, we're going to start. 1, 2, 3. Again. One more time. Oh, I don't know about y'all, but every time, it resets me every single time. Wow. Breathing is thank you, Mastermind, for buying a badge. Breathing is, it really, really changes your entire world. So I hope that you guys have been doing the homework. If you don't know what the homework was to just pick one thing to go hard with all of January. Thank you again for buying another badge, Mastermind ATO. Okay, we're starting off right. Right. I'm bringing in a big head bounce tonight. You feel me? Okay. So yeah, just pick one thing. I share with you my one thing. My one thing that I have for the month of January was just another badge. Okay. Wow. Wow. I'm super
Going
grateful.
going in.
Super
I love it.
grateful. So the one thing that I have for the month of January is to get dental insurance. You know, it's like the older you get, at least for me, it's kind of like you have to you have to remind yourself that it's like dental insurance. Like you remember to pay for Netflix, you remember to pay for all these things, but when it comes to like the necessities, at least for me, I'm like, oh damn, that's right, I do need to get my teeth clean. So yeah, if y'all, I don't know who needs to hear that. I need to hear it. Just take care of your teeth. So for the month of January, my thing is to get dental insurance. And it's easier to focus on one thing versus like having a to-do list with like 10 different things. And immediately, as soon as you write down the 10th thing, you're thinking in your head like, oh, I got 10 things to do. But if you just wrote down one thing, like, let's say, I want to move this month. I want to whatever your thing is, just you have one thing to focus on. So that's the homework. And with doing this, with focusing on one thing, you're going to realize that you're going to start to focus on the things that matter to you. I'm not, trying to advocate everybody to go towards minimalism, but it's bringing an awareness of the things that we have in our life, the things that we need and things that we don't need. And this goes for people, this goes for situations, this goes for, so just have purpose, just have a goal. And for the month of January, it was just one. So I would like to hear what your goals are. Just go ahead and put it, in the chat box as we move along. So with talking about the psychedelic killers topic, I just want to make sure that there are no things said that could possibly get this channel banned. Just be respectful. And with that, we're going to go over to, yes, the beautiful, beautiful Miss Kayla, her intro.
Love it. Before I begin, I do want to say you might have been talking to me too about the dentist jig, because
right. For real.
Heard and received. Okay, for this week's astro outlook for our intro, I wanted to focus on Mars and Gemini. And I don't know about everyone else, but it's been one of those weeks that has been elongated. It feels like a year and a week. Okay, and this just got me to exploring Mars and Gemini and how it affects us as a collective. So when Mars is in Gemini, it is important to mind the company you keep and the places you meet. Mars fires us up, and Gemini by nature can be ever-changing in mood and perspectives. Little can be more detrimental to your well-being, like an unhinged being fighting or succumbing to an extreme radical of his or her natural dualistic nature. Especially when one does not honor the multidimensional aspect of his or her being. Watch the use of these energies as they affect the world stage, and I'm air quotes with the world stage. There is often planned chaos during this transit. For the collective, be aware when triggers arise, honor your dynamic truth, and listen to observe and receive. When Mars is in Gemini, watch the word crowd. And that concludes it. Ashe.
Ashe. I was into that. Wow. Good read. Definitely have to be cautious with this energy. Most definitely. Especially like that Gemini energy. And when you got Mars moving into, man, you definitely gotta be
up, and we started the week with a lot of time, like every time you got on every time you logged in, there was something happening that was it has been something every day. So
for real. Yeah. It's funny you mentioned that because I felt that today. I had to put like, I took a moment, I put down my headphones because I was listening to something, and they were just talking about AI and how like, um, it was this podcast I listened to, and they went to Davos.
Mm.
My thoughts aside about Davos. They were just talking about what they were talking about at the World Economic Forum, and he said that the major topic of discussion, like 70% of the things that they were talking about was Web3. And so just like alarms start going off. I'm probably gonna dig deep into it a little bit later. Um, but Web3, it makes sense, and that's why one of the topics today is the Internet of
Yeah.
Bodies. Okay, and oh, for anybody who wants to be in the queue, thank you so much for the badge. For anybody who wants to be in the queue, go ahead and send in those requests so you can come up on stage. But yes, let's start off with. We're just gonna get right into it tonight. All right.
Let's go. Let's go.
Yeah, I just came back in. I just walked right in before I press, go live. So, um, pause. Before we get started on the Internet of Body, one thing I want to put in your mind. I took a photo of the snow. Like they're shoveling the snow here in Detroit, and it's like mountains of snow that looks like stones. And in my head, I'm thinking, I'm looking around like, does this not hit anybody else's mind? Like, does this not register like fake snow? Because when I see it, I'm like, I don't ever remember growing up when they can just like you have like it's not like trucks or cars. You have like construction vehicles, like large construction vehicles moving this snow. And I'm thinking I've never seen this before, one. And two, usually the snow that I grew up with, it melts
Melts.
by the time that they can even. So I'm like, how could it keep its form and it go? I'm like, this is incredible, that this time that we are in right now, we have, and this is going to feed right into Internet of Bodies. The time that we're in right now, we have fake food, we have fake weather, you have artificial identity online. Like majority of I remember when Elon Musk bought Twitter, it said like majority of the users were bots.
Yep.
So I think that's going to transfer over into real life, because I think that we're going to move into a time to where you have I'm going to bring you up in 1 second, Mastermind. I'm gonna I think that we're moving into a time where it's going to be hard, let's say in like the next 5 to 10 years, to distinguish a human and somebody like an AI with synthetic skin. Like I don't feel like I'm being hyperbolic at all. Like I truly feel as though we're moving into a time where, just like now, you might go to Miami, you might get a girl's number and be like, yeah, she was fine. Then you go back to your hotel room and be like, she was a he.
Right.
That's where we're moving into right now, where it's like you have a whole conversation with somebody, and then after the conversation the person tells you, oh, by the way, I'm an AI bot, and you're like, holy shit, for real? You did all the lingo, you did all the face check. Like, it's going to be, I mean, because right now we have deep fakes to where you can be anybody if you just have their face online. You have the map of their face, and that's going to transfer over into real life, because the more advanced the AI becomes, well, I have a lot of shit to say right now. But okay,
Yes.
the more advanced the AI becomes, it's going to want to seek itself through physical interactions with humans. And before I bring up Mastermind ATL, I asked this question on Twitter. I think I asked it here on IG. We don't know how old AI is. We know back in Greek times, the first. Oh, don't, Mastermind, I was about to bring you up. Come back in the queue. But the first bot that we know about, I think it was called Talbot, or what was his name? It was like, it started with a T. I did a video about this, like I think a year or two ago. But the first AI, artificial intelligence, dates all the way back to like ancient, Greek times. And you think about it, it's like, wait, how old is AI, right? Because if you think about the driving force And society, Talbot, yes, thank you. If you think about the driving force in society right now, what's making humans dependent on it is AI. And AI came in through my, like when I was born, I was born in '85. I was born in the generation of like AOL, the internet.
Yeah.
So when I was born, all I knew at that point was like AOL, like computers. And now you have children that are born with iPads, with ChatGPT, like with all of this stuff. So you have right now you have a conditioning of the human mind to ready the human mind for transhumanism
Mm-hmm.
in a big way, and like it's connected throughout everything, right? The food that we eat, is changing because biotech is a huge thing, because you're going to start having 3D printed food. You're going to have like the food
already.
Yeah, like the food is going to start to look like it's catering towards a mechanical mind, a mechanical heart. And everybody that has the soup right now, they are technically already transhuman, because if you have the soup in your body, your DNA is not the same anymore. You are not the same human. You are literally a transhuman. I'm sorry if you're listening and you have the soup. I'm not trying to say anything bad. I'm just calling a lamb if I see a lamb in front of me. You feel me? So right now, what is happening is you have these little CPU units inside of, if you have the soup, it's inside of your cell. For those who don't know, the soup is the jibber jabber, the word we can't say because I ain't trying to get banned. So if you have that, everything that we talked about this before, thinking and breathing and everything is getting sent back.
Namaste. I'm gonna wait my turn. Keep speaking. I'm listening.
Namaste. Yes. So I'm gonna end here before I'm gonna write down so I can pick it up. But the last thing I'll say before I move on, or before I go to you, is if you have the thing in your body, they're now saying that if you have an iPhone, they're trying to have this feature where you can do contact tracing. And we have a lot to talk about with this tonight. So, yeah.
But I told you, it's like AI versus God. Like that's the war.
But is God AI? Okay, hold up. Okay, wait. Let me. Oh shit. Yo, we about to get so deep in this rabbit hole. We gonna need a map. Okay. So, oh man. Okay, so they have this thing on the iPhone, contact tracing. It started off when they first came out with the pandemic. And now they're saying that if you have a certain app, you can tell if somebody around you has the jab. Now,
what?
Yes. How would you be able to tell if somebody around you has the jab if the jab did not?
RFID nano.
Exactly. I'm gonna pause there, and
they're gonna bring the smoke if we keep perpetuating that in this moment.
Yeah.
Let me write that down.
Now I'm saying this slowly and methodically and respectfully. Is it my turn?
Yes. Most
I am so proud of y'all. Listen, as I move in the spirit and tell you this, I look at y'all, and this is the only part I'm gonna share on my personal level. I'm like, yo, y'all, my soul tribe. Pause. When in my journey, I know that God is striving to call me each and every day. This ain't no TD Jakes, woo-woo, kicking the bubble to continue to go to source. So when I say that, I just want to tell y'all, I'm proud of y'all. Lately, I've been challenging and inciting, even when, most people ain't there, like when you talk about the human later on and transhuman. And I'd be like, well, let me ask you something. And I ask you a question, and then I say, it's not for you to answer me, it's for you to think about, ask yourself, and maybe you come up with something, maybe it resonates. But I say that to say this. I'm proud of y'all. I challenge y'all to continue to be diligent, to be fearless, and go above and beyond. Now, let me say this. Homie, first popped off. This is the short version. Look how the enemy worked. You heard what I said? You first popped off. I tapped in. I was like, yo, my man's the GOAT. it's something that, if you will, being in Atlanta, which I know you're familiar with,
Yeah.
has been something that I struggle with.
I was
And I
raised
watched
there.
your progression. Wait, my discernment told me two things. At one point, keeping it light, because I'm about to get out of here so y'all can continue with the narrative. Man, I was like, yo, I got to get in with my peoples. I finally found a link. I went to the class. I tried to sign up. It was none and void. I was like, okay, I ain't tripping. Then I did more research on you. Pause. Keeping it light. I said, oh, man, my man is cold with it. For real. I said, yo, I sent you a whole gang of DMs. You never seen them, never you worry. And every day I see you on here, I see you perpetuating, walking towards it, not from it. And it made me think about this. Remember I told you this. The blind leading the blind is better, instead of just being an example or a statistic, to lead by example. You know, people won't believe it until they see it because they're so caught up in exterior validation. So fear becomes a conduit. What if I fail? How do I look? Is it about how it looks or about what it is? Is it something tangible, something, you know, in terms of the tribe, the village, to make an impact, take us in the right direction, impact people to look at things differently? When you ask the question in so many ways where you're like, I wonder if, I don't even wonder. What I mean by that is continue to go with your gut, continue to be diligent in what you're doing. And I only want to tell you that, bro, because look at, if you measure the metrics, the analytics, which I have it, and I hope one day, which Martin Luther King said, hope is not a strategy. Me and you lock in, because I've been, bro, on guard, been striving to get with you, pause, probably like 4-5 months. But you also have to allow God to work and be patient. It takes time. So I say all that to say thank you for letting me up here. As my heart is open, the more I give, the more I receive. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to see you at DM. And please, man, find it in your schedule when you get off your tour or her tour. You know what I'm saying? To check in with the little people. God bless y'all. Continue to keep going, brother. You hear me?
Thank you, man.
Love y'all. Salute. I'm proud of you, King.
Thank you.
Be
Thank
fearless.
you so much.
Don't part. Be fearless. Don't have fear as a passenger. Show them the way. God bless you. I'm going to DM you later.
Yes.
I have a lot of heavy stuff on my heart, but I'm good.
I'm going to look for your name.
Whenever the time comes, divinely we'll speak. Namaste.
Namaste, my brother. I love you, man.
Love y'all more.
Love his energy.
Yes. Wow.
Love.
It's like my whole body right now. I got like goosebumps, like not even joking. Like
I can
love
see
that.
actually,
Yeah. Like I love that type of energy, you know, like, and it's refreshing to get that, because sometimes when you out, you know, these days, it's like you might do a little head nod to like your brother and like you don't get it back. And you're like, okay, we still at that stage in the world. But it's like when you get that, it's refreshing, because I just tweeted earlier, I was like, it's important for men to build this strong brotherhood foundation with other men, because right now it seems like the way that it's painted in social media, it's like black men are against each other, but I don't think it's like that. Like I love my brothers, you know what I'm saying? Like, so to get that type of connection, to get that, it's just, I love that. I love that so much. Thank you guys, like truly, truly, for being here. And as far as like having fear, like honestly, to be completely honest, when I did DMT, and I don't have to say to be completely honest, because I'm always honest. But anyway, when I did DMT, like my fear of death lost me. My fear of death lost me. Like I realized I saw so many things on my DMT trip that made me realize that like I'm just a visitor here, like most of us are. Yeah. Like we're here in these bodies temporarily. We don't know the time that we're going to leave, but we're here temporarily to get these lessons, to get up out of here, to make sure that our soul evolves enough so that we don't have to come back here. Like we said last week, your soul has to be at that same pulsation or vibration as the gates of heaven for you to pass the gates of heaven. Okay.
Heather.
Yeah. So let's go back to this jab, right? So how could your cell phone know if somebody next to you has the soup inside of them, right? And so that's the scary part. And so they have this thing called the Internet of Bodies, where they keep saying like, oh, it's coming, it's coming. I truly feel like the Internet of Bodies is already here. It's already here. I did a video about the sentient world simulation, the sentient world simulation is, I believe that we're at probably like stage 2 or 3 right now, probably more. Um, okay, I'll pin this comment. Uh, I'll enlighten you. Um, yes, so um, damn, what was I just saying?
The sentient.
Yes, the sentient world simulation. So the sentient world simulation, I believe that we're at stage 2 or 3 right now, because what the sentient world simulation was to take real data, real metadata from the world, from society, to input that inside of a computer and to run a simulation of real-time events in a computer to see what would happen if you were to do this thing in society. So for instance, let's say you're like the lights on but nobody's home, meaning like you're probably a sociopath, right? And you wanted to go blow up a building, and you wanted to put it in the sentient world simulation first to see how people will react. And you're like, okay, if I have a simulation, it wouldn't be accurate because it wouldn't get people's real-time reactions. But now, since they have the soup inside of people, I believe, this is what I believe that they are running these drills. They are running these drills, and I think it goes hand in hand with that show, the green light, red light show. It was like they had to do these games in China.
Oh, what the? I was about to say Hunger Games.
They had the.
I know what you're
it's
talking
like
about.
Yeah, it's like Hunger Games. They had like the PlayStation. They have the triangle, the square, and the circle. And
Yes,
the triangle, the square, and the circle is symbolic as well. But yes, that show. Somebody's gonna put in the comments. Y'all know what I'm talking about on Netflix. Yes, Squid Games. So Squid Games. If y'all remember in Squid Games, what they had was the elites in this room, and they were watching people go through these things. So I believe that the elites, or the people, the elusive controllers, the ones who know about the sentient world simulation, like Gordy Rose, like the people who are behind the quantum computer, majority of the quantum computer happenings right now, I believe that they are running these drills to see how people are reacting, and they can get people's real-time fear levels. Let's say like you blow up a building, and like you have 20 people. I don't know why I keep saying blow up a building. Nobody think I'm gonna do that. I'm just like using an example. Okay, so if you have like 20 people around that building, right, and they all have the suit, you now know how they would react in real time, because you have, let's say if they're fearful, well, you have the computer system in their body sending you back that information, right? And so now you can know if like what would happen in real life by conducting these drills in a simulation. So the Internet of Bodies, right? The Internet of Bodies is I made a video about it, to where it's going to be like the next phase of the internet. So the Internet of Bodies, Web3, are they the same thing? Quite possibly. I think so, because right now we're so used to having our phones going to www. I kept thinking, like, when is www, like, when is this going to change? Because I feel it changing. Like, I feel like websites are changing. Like, nobody, if you hand me a business card that says go to www.bluepaper, like, people now are so used to just get on their phone, going to Instagram, Twitter, these certain places. It's hard to drive traffic to a certain website. That's why you have advertising. That's why you have marketing. That's why you have people paying $100,000 to get bodies, to get views on your webpage, because it's harder to get now. So Web3 is going to be taking it from this physical phone to the world. So what that's gonna look like. People are gonna, and please jump in at any time. I'm talking a lot. I really want to hear what you
just wrote down. Okay. AI's goal is physical manifestation. And that's pretty much what you're talking about, right? Bringing it from this digital world, coming into this physical being.
Facts. Yes. And like right now, so yeah, do you remember Google Glass? It came out in like what, 2011, 2012. They were too early with that. They were too early, and they were like, okay, the world's not ready yet. They didn't destroy they was like, okay, let's pause it, because you have Ray Krause. No, you have Lawrence Krauss, and you have Ray, I think it's Kurzman. I'm probably messing up his last name, but he works for Google, and he's like the transhumanism ambassador right now. And side note, if you guys watch a lot of these talks, like please, 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 if you're watching this, research Project 2040. Oh, somebody just put it here.
Yeah,
Holy shit.
45.
So yeah, so Ray Kurzweil, I'm probably messing up his name, Lawrence Krauss, like you, or Lawrence Strauss.
Right.
You have these like physics people, you have like these people who work for Google, and a lot of them, if you look at them, you might see a man with like boobs. You might see like Ray Kurzweil. Thank you so much. Like a lot of them are actually like trans themselves. I don't have a problem with them, actually apathetic to it. Do you? But you would see like a lot of them are actually trans. So it would make sense that they are advocates for transhumanism. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So the Internet of Bodies is the Web3, and the Internet of Bodies, is it a transhumanism marketing scheme? I think so, and I'll tell you why. Because, okay, you have cell phones, you have the smartwatch with you all day. Even I'm guilty. My phone is with me all day. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like a part of my body, right? So it's going to move to, like, it's slow. Like social conditioning takes years, y'all. It can take 10 years, it can take 20 years, it can take somebody's entire lifetime, right? So social conditioning, it moves in small little increments. And so we start off with the little Nokia phones, sidekicks, beepers, like y'all saw it moving. Yeah, iPhones. I remember we used to tweet from our, you remember you used to send in a text to tweet?
Yeah.
Or something like,
Yeah.
yeah. So you see the evolution of everything moving up. And so I personally believe that cell phones are on their way out. Like physical cell phones, they're on their way out. We're probably going to come down to like a piece of flexible glass, like bendable glass, like the way that you could bend.
Have you saw the bendable like wrist cell phone?
No. Are you serious? I saw the TVs.
Yes, I'm serious. And I said,
TVs.
Okay, this is where we're going.
Wow.
And I actually saw that. So just like you're
right.
right.
It's an Android.
Yeah.
I saw it.
Yeah.
Yep, I saw it. It looked like it kind of looked like what quarterbacks wear in the NFL, like their plaything, but it's like a phone.
Yep.
I saw that. And yes, that's where we're moving to. We're going to go from these hard, square cell phones to like glass, like bendable glass. And then they're going to go from the bendable glass to implants right here behind your ear, like a Neuralink. And it's right there for a reason. So they want to hook up to your brain, right? They want to hook up to your brain. And then at that point, you are saying that you are an advocate for transhumanism, because you're taking something that will make you more than just human, right? So everything is like, since 70% of what they were talking about at Davos, the World Economic Forum, was Web3. If somebody in here talking smack, y'all let me know. We can get them out of here.
Uh-oh.
We don't take no rudeness up in here. Okay. Anyway, y'all point him out if somebody's in here being a disruptor. But yes, since their main focus, right, is Web3, what else is their main focus? I think not too long ago they had a transhumanism meeting at the Vatican.
They did.
That's significant. That's significant. Okay.
And it's world. It's the world stage. Like it is the elites, the small group of minions, I call them.
Yeah.
It's chief priority right now seems to be transhumanism, and we've been just like you said, social conditioning takes a while.
Yeah.
When you look at the fact that sometimes we don't know who is who as far as, gender wise, and we're being conditioned to really accept faces changing, you being one way one day,
the filters,
with the
social, it's getting used to it.
We're getting used to it. Some people don't even wake up in the morning, you look in the mirror, you don't even know your face.
Exactly.
because you're on a filter all day. So yeah,
and you like the way you look on the filter, and when you're off the filter, you're like, ooh, I don't like you get so used to your new face with the filter. That's why on my videos I only use the one that says original, that shows your original face. Nope, I don't want, like, I love the way that my avatar looks. You know what I'm saying? Like, nope. If I had a big mole on my face, I keep it. It's if it's here with me during my incarnation, it's supposed to be here throughout my incarnation.
Right.
I'm not supposed to change it. Period. No, because if I change it, I'm saying that the creator energy makes mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that's the case. So, transhumanism. They recently had that meeting at the Vatican. Okay, that's significant. And so recently, I believe that Joe Biden signed a bill to mass produce biotechnology, to advocate for infusing artificial intelligence with humans. I think that's what just happened. Okay, so you have that's happening. You have the soup that's being in everybody. You have a big thing that's happening is people are being conditioned to for their screen time to not be a thing anymore. And what I mean by that is, people are getting used to staying on their phone all day, like majority of the day. And I'm guilty of it because I pay my rent with social media, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so we're getting used to, like, Twitch. Twitch is now like, you can be live all day, right? Yeah, and so it's getting people used to being on technology all day. And so what is that leading to? I wonder. Oh yeah, that's right, virtual reality.
Took the words out of my mouth.
Yes. So, okay, so yes.
Virtual world. Super.
Because soon, y'all see how we're doing this right now? Within the next 5 years, within the next 2, probably 3 years max, we're going to be talking to each other with VR headsets, and it's going to be like if I touch you, you're going to feel it, because they're going to have sensor packs to where they probably already have them, to be honest. I think they already do. They're going to have, sensor packs. So, like, if you get hit in the game, you're going to be like, whoa, you're going to really feel it. Like, okay, so if we're going to be having these headsets and talking, and it's, y'all can just imagine where that's going. If you could feel something, you know how 30 people's minds are. Yeah. Okay, so if we're going to be talking, this is where we're moving to, right? And so it's like, even if you are somebody who doesn't want this to happen, it's already happening. We're here. ChatGPT is here. They're already talking about ChatGPT 4. You have not only ChatGPT, but you have a plethora of different AI assistants, if you will, that are coming. Yes, Ready Player One. Come on, man. Y'all already know.
Yeah. Exactly.
So let's connect this back to universal basic income, because it's all connected, right? So let's talk about it.
Come on, bring it in.
Yes, haptic suits. That's what whoever, Cardo, you are on it, Cardo. Thank you for being here. Haptic suits, that's what they're called. So you're going to have these haptic suits. That's how it's going to start off, right? Haptic suits, to where you can feel everything. And let's say you playing an open world game. You're playing an open world game to where you can walk around a world just like Earth. We are in an open world game, but anyway, let's say you can go deeper into the simulation, into another simulation, Inception now, to where you are walking around in this VR headset. Okay, that will be the beginning. I can see how that would happen. But then let's take it one step further. What if, since phones are going now, I'm in the future now, since phones are going now and phones are a part of our bodies and we have Neuralink in our bodies, well, can we just play video games with our Neuralink, or can we add an attachment to our Neuralink so now we can, let's say, just press a button and go into game mode? Yeah. So you can press the button and go into game mode. This means that you can be in a virtual reality game all day. Now look at life. I hope y'all see the simulation is real.
Mm.
Okay, so they're going to start off with haptic suits, but then it's going to go to like these pods to where they want to make it a little bit more comfortable. So you could be, let's say you're like in a massaging chair, right? You're in this massaging chair type of pod thing.
Super game chair. Super game.
A super game
Yeah.
chair. It's going to have a fan on
Yep.
it. It's going to, like, you're not even going to need to eat because it's going to have a straw that feeds you while you're in. Like, it's all coming, y'all. Like, not even coming. It's already here. They're just waiting to. If they showed us, it's just waiting to come. If they showed us the iWatch and Power Rangers in the 90s, what y'all think they got now? You feel me? Okay, so universal basic income, UBI, is going to feed right into it because AI is, if you are it doesn't matter what you are. If you're a lawyer, if you're a judge, if you flip burgers, if you are a construction worker. I was just talking to my dad today. I was like, even if you sell cars, even if you're an insurance person, it doesn't matter what you do unless you're like a creative, because I truly believe AI will never be able to replace our creative conscious. Yeah. That's what I like to call the subconscious mind, the creative conscious mind. So that's one thing that AI would never have. But anyway, universal basic income. So we're in a world now where, y'all remember the world where Neo goes into the white room, the simulation, and Morpheus tells him, like, this is the Matrix, and he turns on the little TV, and the TV shows like this world that's just like this world that is demolished, right? This desolate world where people aren't really working anymore, where it's just like gone to shit, you know, for like a better words. So if universal basic income comes in, which is coming in, a huge advocate of universal basic income is Elon Musk. And I think in Europe, they're already doing it. Somebody put that in my comment section the other day. So it's already here, and it's coming to the US as if it's in Europe, because Bitcoin was there way before it was here. So what does universal basic income look like for everybody? I'll ask you first.
You know, when you said it, the first thing I can think of is anyone who gets Social Security right now, any type of, is basically government assistance for all. However, to install that, you have to take something away. So I'm interested in what happens.
How y'all doing?
Down before. Hey,
peace,
what is
peace,
the
peace.
down before the universal income?
Yes.
What is going to be the straw that that they say? And all the service jobs are going to be gone. All the service jobs.
It might come this year.
It might come this year.
I like that. She just asked a genius question, y'all. What is going to be the straw that breaks the camel's back? Well, how are they going to implement UBI? Because we know it's coming, but y'all know how they do. When they implement something new, they're not just going to give it to us and everybody's going to be like, oh, I'm okay with it, right? They're going to have to give it to us in a way to where people are going to say, like, it's going to be a trauma response.
Yeah.
So where people respond to it and say, like, please give it to me because now you took away this other thing that I depended on. So that's, if you guys want to talk about universal basic income, that's where we're at right now. I would like to hear your thoughts about it. But please introduce yourself. Let us know where you're calling from, and let us know your big three: your sun sign, your moon sign, and your rising sign.
My name.
You can go first, bro.
My name Antoine Domino, and I'm a Virgo.
Hey, big Virgo. Okay. And what about you?
What's up, y'all?
I remember you. Yeah. Tell us about the girl, man. What happened?
That is our girl guy with this.
Yeah, what happened with her? Are the dreams still happening? Like,
nah, it didn't happen again.
Okay.
I'm sure it'll probably come again though.
Yeah. My name Frostman, Columbus, Ohio. Go by Divine Intent, University of Ethereal Science. Shouts out to you, bro. I've been tuned in for a while. I believe the first video I watched from you was when they was I guess somebody put in a lawsuit for the weather manipulation. I guess the kind of like a dome screen type of. But ever since then, bro, it's yeah. Shouts out to you, bro. But Scorpio,
Born Friday the 13th of November, 87. And yeah, peace, y'all.
All right
Hey,
now,
hey.
big Scorpio in the building. All right, I'm familiar with that Scorpio energy.
You
Yes,
feel me?
yes. Yeah, all right, so it's 4:48. Y'all got 6 minutes. The floor is yours. Whoever wants to go first.
You can go first, bro.
Say, Astro, y'all remember that movie, Stay Alive?
Mm-hmm.
Lie.
I love that
It
movie.
was it a scary movie?
Yeah, it's like a
Nah,
horror.
I don't watch scary movies.
No,
I
no,
can't
no,
do
no,
it.
no, 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 no.
Nah.
It's not just
It's a video game movie
right,
too,
Oh,
though.
oh,
right,
really?
right.
Oh, I think I heard about it. Stay Alive. Okay. All
She
right.
she could probably explain it
It's
to you
like
better than me.
Alice in Borderland? Like
Mm.
Alice in
So
Borderland on Netflix?
so as you play the video game, it has like immediate real life repercussions. So
Okay.
of course, you know, you die in the game, you
Oh.
die in the physical world, and take it away, brother. Take it away.
Yeah, I was trying to see if anybody remember that movie. It's basically like that. Like whatever happened in the game, you die like that in real life.
Oh, wow. So it's like, is it like, are they being controlled or are they controlling the games? Or are they controlling like their own destiny?
I mean, they really controlling it, but like later on, they found out that it's really real to where they want to control themselves like a little better than in the first beginning.
It was like Bandersnatch at all? Like Black Mirror Bandersnatch, where you can pick an option, they give you an option to pick and you have to pick one of the two options like that?
It was like on some real life shit. Like the stuff was happening, and they just had to make real life decisions, or they die.
Oh,
really, like the game was like cursed a little bit. It was like it was a bit cursed. But from the moment you press start, you're basically you're in. So you're giving your physical being away this game, this AI. And it could just physically it can physically harm you. So and they were actually in that movie, they were able to go to, so if we were talking about like AI integration into the world, right? So this game, like great point he's making, you could actually go to a physical place that was represented in the game,
right.
and you can still, they were actually able to go to a physical place that was represented into the game and make physical changes that also affected the main character in the game. So it was intertwined. Right. They could have, AI affected them, and they could in turn affect the AI.
Yo, Ricardo, my man coming with the bars tonight. Peripheral, yes. Is it like Peripheral? Because that show is, Peripheral. If you're watching this and you have not watched Peripheral, you better watch it tonight. Yeah, that show is genius. I can't wait for the second season. It's quite like the simulation that we're in right now on so many levels. Like how you can do spirit walking, like.
Would that kind of be like the Matrix?
Yes. But in a way, because the Matrix is symbolic for the woman's womb, so like that's where you come through to get to the simulation. But then with them, it's kind of like technology based, so you kind of do a quantum jumping into the world, kind of like, have you ever watched the show OA? Yeah, it kind of like takes your mind outside of this simulation, and then it rewires it to now see this the other simulation as the true reality. So it's just kind of rewiring your mind to see okay, so let's say your mind's like a radio, right?
Right.
If you turn the right dial on your mind, you can go through stations just like on the radio. Like if you go to 97 point whatever AM or FM to this other station. So if you tune the right dial on your mind, let's say if you put like a neural link in there, this is how these people know about this. So they say that 95% of our DNA is junk. If your brain is a receiver, if your brain is a radio, and you turn the right dial, the dial. You can activate this DNA so that you can time travel, because we do this every night. Think about this. When you dream, you're literally interdimensionally traveling. So your body already knows how to do it by itself, autonomously, when you go to sleep. The problem is we aren't taught how to do it in waking life. But it's possible. It's definitely possible. In this book that I'm reading right now, one of the books I'm reading right now, actually, The Holy Science, this is Yogananda's guru. And I don't really believe in gurus and stuff like that. I just believe in like messages if it's good. But this guy has a good message, and he talks about how to transcend your mind, right? And so the elusive controllers, they know that if we transcend our mind, then we can leave our bodies like Yogananda. But if they tune our minds, and they can keep us trapped in the simulation and keep us going into a deeper simulation, if they put a neural link in our body, then they can turn that down and then have us tune into these different frequencies, right? And so that's where we're headed right now. But anyway, that's my little piece. Y'all can continue.
Well,
How that
go
work?
ahead, bro.
You said what?
No, go ahead. Go ahead, bro.
I say, how do that work?
I mean, y'all got 2 minutes. Are y'all sure y'all sure y'all want to say nothing else?
No, I was speaking on about what you just said, like how do that.
So let's say, for example, you go to the store and you buy a new Oculus, like the newest Oculus that just came out, right?
Right.
You took it home, and I remember I worked Comic-Con one year, and I was wearing this VR headset for had to be 12 hours throughout the day. And when I took off my headset, I had to sit down for a minute because I had to readjust.
Wow.
Because when you have on the headset, you look up at the sky, you seeing birds, you're seeing clouds, and it's like, wait a minute, this looks real. Like, it looks super real. It's almost indistinguishable from reality.
Wow.
And so it's man, I'm telling you, when I worked that Comic-Con, really was like, it wasn't better than my DMT trip, but it was like, yo, this is where we're headed, and it's gonna mess up a lot of people's minds. Because y'all see these videos when people, they have on the VR and they feel like they're falling, and they start freaking out. They just run for the wall. The reason that that's happening is because your mind cannot tell the difference. Just how like you were saying last time you were here, when you had that dream with your girl, you know what I'm saying? Your mind couldn't tell the difference. So if you put on a VR headset, in a way, you are hijacking the brain, you're brain hacking. That's what VR is. You're brain hacking, and then you're telling your mind, this is the actual reality that I'm tuning into, right? Because the virtual reality is tapping into your, you know why they call Neo the one? Because his neocortex, and if you rearrange the words in Neo, just rearrange it to one. But it's because they know how to hijack his neocortex, his what he was focused on, his movements. And you can hijack different parts of the brain, like the cerebrum, right, where this fluid comes from, this Christ oil. They know how to use that sacred energy, how to tap into your chakras with this technology. And the problem is that we put it on thinking it's entertainment, but it's so much more than that. It's technology doing what the soul is supposed to do using spirituality. What I mean by that is, right now, spirituality and technology is in a race, and technology is winning, because everything that they're giving us through technology, like GPS, the ability to talk to each other through the phone, we're supposed to be doing without technology. Like, let's say you went to a mystery school when you were 5 years old, right? And you figured out how to use telepathy. So now you're 10 years old, or you're 15 years old, and you can tap into people's thoughts at will, respectfully.
Yeah.
You know, you wouldn't invade anybody's thoughts. But if we are taught these things, right, at a young age, then we would be able to, we would look at something like an iPhone and be like, that rudimentary device, that
Yeah.
whatever, like prehistoric device. Like, what y'all still using phones? Because I really truly feel like that's how these higher dimensional beings are looking at us. They're like, oh, they're still in their baby stage. They're still in their infant stage. They got these little cell phones. But truly, I think that we're supposed to be able to use something like, let me give you an example. Have you ever felt like when somebody's calling you, before you pick up the phone, you're like, damn, mom's calling me pretty early. You didn't even look at the phone and know it was your mom, but something in your body's telling you like that's your mom.
Right.
That's a part of your soul that's your super self that is autonomous, but you'd have to know how to activate it. If you knew how to activate it, you would know how to lucid dream like that. You know how to astral project like
Where
that.
you learn that from?
Yourself.
Tapping into yourself.
I'm telling you, the best thing, everybody who's in this room right now, you are a bigger genius than you could ever imagine. The problem is most people just don't tap into it. All of y'all who are watching this are geniuses. You just have to tap into it. And the problem is, let's say you rise up, and I went to the I go to the gym every day, and at 4:30 this rising, it was this guy in the gym listening to like 2 Chainz. I'm not judging. I'm not placing judgment on him. I'm making an observation. I observed that he was listening to 2 Chainz, and I thought like, wow, I bet that a lot of the population does this. There's nothing wrong with it. The only thing is that what's happening when let's say you listen to this frequency when you first rise, especially in those first 90 minutes, you're telling your brain, this is the frequency I want to settle at today.
Low level.
So low level. And if you're listening to nothing but, let's say you're listening to nothing but somebody else's thoughts and words, because that's what music is. I love music. But let's say you switch it up one day and you're like, today I think I want to listen to 432 hertz music with no words. And I want to sit vibration, right? Pulsations. And you sit in your room for like 5 minutes. 5 minutes by yourself with a pen and pad, and you say, you tap into whoever you tap into. Hopefully y'all be praying every day, or y'all be having this communication with your higher self every day. If y'all don't, whatever, do you. But let's say that you talk to your higher self and you're like, okay, today I need answers to this problem. That's how your subconscious mind, that's how your creator conscious mind works, y'all. If y'all don't know, get in contact with it. It waits for your instructions. It waits for you to tell it what to do. And you can do it in.
So you're basically saying you set your own instructions.
You set your own instructions, and by doing that, you set your own reality.
Bingo.
That's why, let's say, for example, if you see somebody playing basketball, you were a great high school basketball player, and you never made it. You still have a chance to, but you don't know that. So you see somebody who you went to high school with that made it, and you're like, and you become jealous, and this jealousy builds up in you. What happens is that unknowingly, unbeknownst to you, jealousy is judgment. Judgment is saying, I wish I had that, but I don't.
Right.
And so you're telling your mind, I have a lack mindset. And by doing that, you're bringing in more lack. But if you reverse that and you just changed your mindset about how you perceived the situation, be like, you know what? John was dope. I mean, I'm glad he made it. I ain't make it, but that was his destiny. You know what I'm saying? You just accept it. You accept it because that is your destiny. Then the doors will open up for you. You're not blocking yourself energetically because you're not envying, you're not jealous, you're just sending out love. But when you send out a judgment, you're adding on another lesson to your life experience here, right? So if you sit in a room with a pen and pad by yourself, and you said to yourself, I'm going to sit down and I'm going to think. Don't even set an intention to what you're going to think about. Just if you want answers to a certain thing, say that. And don't worry about how the answers are going to come. Just know they're going to come. Free write down whatever comes to your mind. And I guarantee you, by looking at that, you're going to realize that you had thoughts in your mind that you didn't even realize that was there. And basically what I'm saying is that a lot of y'all that are listening to this, y'all might watch these talks with, like, Bobby Hemmett or, you know, Dr. Phil Valentine or whatever, and you might think to yourself like, wow, like they must have been doing this for years. Y'all, you know all the same stuff that they do. I hope you know that. Your soul does. The problem is that you have to tap into your soul. You have to tap in. You are the soul. So tap in with yourself so that you can remember what your soul already knows.
Bingo.
Right?
Bingo.
Yeah.
Because and just to piggyback off of that, just to pick up where bro was asking, you know, we're quick to look out for answers, for understanding, instead of going with inside, you know, to fulfill that void. And pretty much what bro was saying, like, by us having a soul, we are everything, like absolutely everything. We are the angelic, luminous beings of the universe, created by source. And if we have all of these special powers, then a person will ask, well, why don't I feel like I have that power? Well, because we're looking at that power differently. The power isn't what we see with the eyes. The power is what we feel from inside. And if we have our chakras all 7, well, the hijackers, their purpose is to attack each one of these chakras. Therefore, it is deflecting, you know, energy and rerouting it, reverse social engineering, to the point you question yourself when all along you already knew the answers, because you are of everything.
Come on
and
now.
I think, I ain't gonna lie, bro, like in the last year and a half, I always been on this, you know, wavelength. But like I said, I was being attacked with all of these different lustful physical heaven, you know, material things that I truly didn't even see for who I already was before I even knew who I was. Even though I kind of figured who I was, but I just didn't wholeheartedly 100% knew, you know, that I am that I am. And most definitely with you, most definitely with the help of you, with the help of Rashad Jamal, Free to God, Chakra Doctor, I started turning off, you know, all of these energies that was coming to me that wasn't really for me, because it isn't of me, because it was put out here to put me against myself. You know what I'm saying, bro? But not to go too far off on that, but back to the transhumanism thing, what I said about the Ready Player One, most definitely, they're trying to trick us into not only just, you know, separating ourselves from our true self, but to trade that that Christ from within us, our soul. And if they can't get you that way, then boom, what we can go ahead and do, since they already know the time is up and they got to get up out of here anyway. So if you won't sell your soul, then won't you sell me your conscience? Sell me your likeliness. Oh, so once we get rid of the actual physical dollar, and now really the only way to get some money is digitally. Well, look, this is what you could do. You can get a job inside the, you know, the virtual reality world, but not knowing when you sign that agreement that you are actually trading your likeliness. You are trading everything that makes you, your essence. So at this point in time, you don't even belong to yourself anymore. And God forbid if you do pass, then guess what? For all of their eternity, they're going to use your likeliness as artificial intelligence, have you performing in holograms and shit.
Come
You know
on.
what I'm saying, bro?
Come on.
And I think that's the setup of the play. And the crazy part about the 2045 movie, you know, I had said that in one of my music back in the day, like an ad lib. You know, it's 2013. I'm in 2045 since 2010. And damn near 2 years ago, I find out that the Agenda 2045 was a supreme completion of the artificial intelligence transference of the conscience. And it's like, and then I compare that to the Ready Player One movie. Well, why did that movie take place in Columbus, Ohio, where I'm from? And guess what the year was in that movie? 2045.
Are you serious?
Yeah,
I didn't even know that.
He's right.
Wow, bro, I just got goosebumps.
And it took for me, bro, I had to literally shut, like, so like I told you, I already knew, but I didn't know that I knew. It took up until the actual calendar day of the Gregorian calendar, 7/11/21, July 11th of 2021. numerology wise, you thought that would
Wow,
be the
that's a
luckiest
nine.
day in
That's a
calendar history. Well, that was the day
7-Eleven.
that somebody had totaled my Mustang drop top. And at that time, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get it fixed and everything cool. I'm asking myself, damn, I don't want to get a rental. Everybody gonna ask Frost where the drop top at, boom, boom, boom. And when I started saying these things to myself, that's when it hit me. Like, are you really living for the opinion of others, or are you just doing what you're doing and to make you happy because it was make you happy? And once I started questioning myself, I had to reevaluate everything that I thought I knew leading up into that point. I'm talking about, bro, I shut off outside, I shut off friends, I shut off family. Shit, I damn near slept in my garage for a year. A nut retention maximum, almost breaking up with my girl over this, and nobody didn't understand. But what it was, I didn't know why I was going through all of these changes. But leading up to this point, I had to actually decalcify everything that had built up on every one of these energy points in my body. And once I got all this extra erosion and corrosion off myself, I don't even feel like my soul was within myself. I'm somewhere vibrating on the 33rd chakra, high above myself, because 7 chakras only rely within us, but in actuality, it's like 144. The other ones just don't even exist in our physical body itself. And understanding and deconstructing, what does Christ really mean? What does the resurrection mean? What does the 33rd mean? Well, guess what? How old I was, bro? 7/11/21. 33. Wow.
Wow.
And I'm looking at everything like, hold up.
Wait, is that your birthday?
No, my birthday is 11/13/87, but 7/11/21 was the day of my accident, aka the final reawakening of my super self, like you were saying.
All right, hey, let me pause you for 1 second. Cardo, I'm sorry. I know you've been waiting for a minute. Let's get
all
to
good.
Cardo. Let's make this a cohesive, collective experience. Cardo, let's get into it.
I wanted to go back just a little bit when you guys were talking about the transhumanism, the meta world, or whatever you want to call it, the world inside another world.
Wait, where you calling from? What's your big
Oh,
three?
I'm sorry.
Oh,
I guess that would help. My name's Ricardo. I'm from Maryland. My birthday's 12/11/1986, so I'm a Sag.
Okay.
And as far as all the other moons and all the other stuff, I've never really ventured off into it, so I couldn't tell you.
Okay.
But either way, I wanted to mention Celeste Solomon. I'm not sure if you know who that is. She was a part of the system, I guess you want to say that, way back when she retired. She got out of the country, and now she's, blowing the whistle. She explained, and there's a video on BitChute, explains exactly what that mystery liquid is doing to you. And as far as you were saying, being able to read your thoughts, read your vitals, all that stuff, all of that, from what I understand, was in there already. You've seen the videos with people scanning their arms, and they got the Bluetooth number or whatever, their own assigned numbers. But what I believe is going to happen is they're bringing robots into automate everything. And then, not to mention maybe in 5 years, if a lot of people are going to pass away, they're going to, there's going to be plenty of jobs and stuff that's going to be open, and maybe we won't be able to fill it. And maybe that's what's going to push us into this UBI. But regardless, from what I understand, once we have UBI, once social credit score is in place, and then now that everybody has taken that so-called liquid, they once the so-called famine starts and you're going to these military garrisons to get your food, you won't be able to get extra. You won't be able to not eat and give it to a person who's not, because they can real time track your calories, track how much sugar is in your body, track how you're feeling, what you're thinking, and even down to where you're at real time. And I believe that's already happened. A lot of people don't believe that, but I believe it's already set in place. And that's going to be like the big thing as far as finding if we're hoarding food, or finding if we've got, secrets or whatever the case is to survive without the system, essentially.
The thought police. How are they going to know what you're thinking?
Yeah.
How are they going to know what you're thinking? Come on.
But also, I'm sure you know what optogenetics are. I'm almost, yeah. And I believe that's going to be the other thing that's going to not only So not only that can they control your thoughts, emotions, and feelings and actions, but they're also going to be able to manipulate those things, because once those are in your cells, they can turn on and off, and for whatever the case is, whatever they want to do or however they want to make you feel, boom, press a button and it's already there. We see the lights that are already out, and we see, I don't know, you can just see people are acting different now. You know what I mean? And
Yes,
They
big
are.
time, big
it is
time.
it
More violent.
more violent.
Chaos.
And nobody wants to think for themselves.
Right.
No one.
Exactly. Yup.
And but yeah, y'all have my mind going right now. There's just so much. I've been doing this for 15 years. I literally cut all my friends out. Everybody that I used to be friends with, going out, doing this, doing that, to focus on figuring this out. And what people don't understand, and I try to explain to people, that you have to put the time in, because this world is like a spider web. If you know a little piece here and a little piece there, okay, you're not going to figure it out. But if you're able to, I guess, subconsciously remember or consciously remember, and then you go throughout life and you'll start to see things that'll put that light bulb in your head. You're able to connect all the dots to make it make sense. A lot of people don't believe that cloning exists, or this thing with the liquid exists, because nobody is doing the research, and they're not going to tell you. Nobody's going to get on television and say, hey, this is what we're doing to you. No, you got to do it for yourself. Why? Because natural law states that they have to tell you what they're doing to us. You know, if they sell you poison apples and they don't tell you it's poison, then they're in trouble. But if they tell you that it's poison apples, and they don't have to tell you directly, you know, they could tell you anywhere. But if you're not going to look it up and do your own due diligence, then it's all on you. You know, and I think that's a lot of what they go off of. But yeah, I'm trying. But yeah, I mean, if you want, he can talk. I was trying to gather my thoughts. I'm trying to remember everything that I was going to say.
Cardo with the bars.
Bars.
Cardo with the yo, you made a really good point, man, because it is what it is. Let's call it spade a spade. The death toll is y'all see what's happening. Y'all see people passing out left and right. So imagine that, but quadruple, like not even quadruple, but to the 10th power, right? You got people dropping like flies. The death toll is up. You got jobs that need to be filled, right? They already know this. What Carter was saying, they already know this. They know exactly what they're doing. They have these meetings and they plan this all out. So how are we going to implement these AI bots? Oh, okay. Knock out half the world's population. Is going to increase the need for jobs to be filled. You're going to have a food shortage. You're going to have people that, like Cardo said, you're going to have these sanction stations where you're going to have to go and have your food given to you. You're going to be begging for it to be given to you, because the food trucks are not going to be going anymore. The trains are not going to be running anymore. You're going to, and your hunger is going to be begging for it to be dependent on them. So the universal basic income is going to come in, because a lot of people right now, I mean, you look at Gen Z, they're not working. Gen Z probably got a little bit, their balls are probably a little bit bigger than millennials. I ain't gonna lie. Like millennials, they do not give a, like Gen Z, they will quit the job the same day. They do not care, right? So they got hired. I gotta clean trash cans. Like nah. Right. And so the purple lights. So like y'all see how they're bringing in the purple lights. They're coming in everywhere. There's going to be to see who has the soup, who doesn't have a bowl of soup. This is how they're bringing in these stations to where if you don't have the soup, they're bringing in these stations to where if you don't have the soup, you're going to have to face consequences. It's going to it's pretty much going to, you want UBI? Well, if you want UBI, you're going to have to. You had to have this. You're going to have a bowl of soup. I'm sorry, right? So they're going to dress it up, y'all. They're going to make it so. They're going to incentivize it so nice. The package is going to be sparkling. And you're going to be, you're even if you're like quote unquote woke, you're going to be thinking like, damn, that jab ain't that bad. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how they're gonna make it look. But like Cardo said, y'all got to do the research. Because I remember back in 2008, I was telling people exactly what I'm telling them right now. Probably not with the purple lights and everything, but hey guys, do you guys think it's weird that there's like these caskets over in Georgia at the FEMA camp? Because I was raised in Atlanta, so we saw a lot of stuff down there, especially like the Georgia Guidestones. So if you tell people these things and it doesn't register. Like me, I have a rule, right? If I'm engaged in a conversation with you and I think maybe nobody's home, I'll ask you a question like, what do you think about 9/11? And if they start talking about like the Taliban, I'm like, oh, okay. All right, yeah, I gotta go. Because we're at that space now to where it is a divide and people are acting different. And what I've been noticing is that the people who aren't tapped in, the people like my sister likes to say, the people who are plugged in, I'm noticing them becoming more violent. Like it's not like they're attacking people, but it's like, how do you
They zombies who don't eat people.
Yeah. I've been noticing the hostility, y'all. Like nobody's bumped into me or anything like that, because I can throw these hands, but it's more like it's more of so like
I can't think of the word.
It's like an annoyance.
Yeah.
Huh?
Like when you turn on the light, somebody like, their buttons, or it's a button that's being pushed.
Yes.
And they're using cosmic energy to do this.
Yes. Even with my own family, like, because my own family, me and my other sister, y'all might see her on TikTok sometimes. Me and my other sister, we're the only two people in our family who don't got the, jab. And so the other day I put in a group chat, I was like, hey, have you guys heard about the jab recall? And I was thinking, like, how do I say this but there's no way you can't talk to people who have it about it, because a lot of them right now are filled with regret. And so they're angry at you because you don't have it, right? You don't.
Bingo.
And so it's like there's a clear divide, man, that's happening right now. And I was talking to my mom the other day. I was like, how do you feel about mortality? Do you think about it? She's like, yeah, I think about it. But I was trying to say it to her like, hey, are you watching news? Are you, because I'm worried, right? I'm calling my dad more. I'm calling my mom more because they have the jab. And so if I'm feeling this, I know that a lot of you who are watching this right now, you have family members that have the soup.
My mama.
Oh, right.
And my child's mom gave my daughter the soup even after I told her not to.
Damn, that should be, I'm sorry. That is
I still haven't talked to her. It's been like 6 months. I ain't said nothing to her on that yet because ain't no telling where. Yeah.
And
wow.
right now there's so many recalls on, we went through this whole stage of mandatory jabs, right?
Yeah.
And there's been an onslaught of, oh, well, we know we made you get it. Now you don't have to get it. Now, I think the military lit up their mandatory, vaccinations. Like people are, and for the people that do have it now, it has to be like, they have to be thinking like, well, damn.
They took this. Yeah.
Yeah, because I see a lot of tweets when, or people, even on TikTok, a lot of people say like, I wish I never got it, or I regret it. And I just feel for them because a lot of people didn't know. Like, I genuinely feel like a lot of people just didn't know. They were deceived. And
100%.
These were the people that didn't do the research. These were the people that do believe that the government would never hurt them, like the lawyers, the people who work at the hospitals who just want to keep their nursing job.
Right.
My best friend, she's a nurse and she just wanted to keep her job, right? And so her and her wife, they're both jabbed. And I know there's a lot of people in those situations that are seeing these people pass away and they're like, any day now it can be me, because die suddenly means just that. Like it could be tomorrow, like, so what's happening is that we have we have, I'm sorry, I just thought about my mom, like all that stuff.
It's sad,
Anyway,
bro.
Take your time.
it is sad because we're in the thick of it, y'all. It's not like we can be like, yeah, we're gonna, I mean, before I say this, let me just say that it's only a few of them and it's billions of us. If we
Facts.
wanted to, we can and we should shut that shit down.
We-
But anyway,
No. We will.
we will.
We
shut
will.
Yes.
Did already with George Floyd.
Yes.
That's why I disappeared for a couple months.
Yeah, because I think that they know this. They know, like, if they push that button just a little bit too far, we go burn the White House.
Oh
You know,
yeah.
and Instagram, I'm not inciting any violence. I'm just
Hypo-
saying,
And the
you know,
Hypothetically speaking.
hypothetically speaking, y'all saw what happened on January the 6th, even though a lot of that was incited by George Soros and Antifa anyway. But just them doing the Capitol, like, imagine billions of people who lost their mom to the jab, who lost their wives to the jab, who lost their dogs to the jab, whatever, you know, because they got jabs for dogs now. But anyway, so, and let's say that you got billions of people who are pissed off because they lost family members to this weapon, to this bioweapon. Why do you think that, if I'm not mistaken, doesn't the White House have gates, like these borders
Yeah.
around the
Yeah,
Mhm.
I'm about an hour away from DC. Yeah, they're bordered all the way up.
Blockades.
blockade, and
Wow.
they know this. So we're in the thick of it because ChatGPT is already here, like the biotech food is already here. You got Bill Gates messing with livestock, messing with the waters. So what's happening is that a lot of us, even though a lot of us are aware of what's happening, it's still like that frog in hot water type of situation, to where I don't feel like we're doing enough, to where they still feel comfortable meeting at Davos. Like, they still feel
Trolling us.
they don't fear us.
Trolling
You know what I'm saying?
us.
They're trolling
Seriously.
us. It's not enough of us. Like, imagine what Martin Luther King was able to do. What Cortez was able to do when he burned the boats when they went to that island. You feel me? Like, it only takes one person. It only takes just a group of people to say, enough of this. I'm gonna put my life on the line. I'm not telling anybody to do this, but it has to be enough of us to be like, you know what? No, the government is only elected by the people it governs. So if we don't want them to govern us, we can clear the house. We have to remember this, because what's happening right now, they're getting off way too easy. They're getting off way too easy, and we're like pigs in a line right now, waiting to get fed.
You know what I think, bro? I think the saddest part is they got us majority so numb to the point where a lot of people really don't care, because somewhere inside of themselves they feel like it does not directly affect them. And then
It's a
that's where the
conspiracy
change
theory.
happens.
Yep.
Nobody
Bingo.
doing the research.
Yep.
Bingo.
And you know, another thing, I like one common rebuttal I get, you know, in my comment section is like, do you actually know the Bible, or are you just nitpicking what you want to pull from the Bible just to fit your point? And as a skeptic, that's a very good rebuttal. Hats off to y'all. But it's like, when y'all make these comments, you have to realize you don't know the other person you're talking to. I grew up in the church. I know the Bible like the back of my hand. Like, I've read it probably 100 times. You feel me? So in Revelations, even though I don't use the Bible as like my survival guide, I just use it as a book of allegories, a symbolic book that the elites pull from with a bunch of other texts to forecast these things that they put out in society, and then make movies about them, and then they become self-fulfilling prophecies, becomes we believe that they're going to happen.
It's all confirmed.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So in the book of Revelation, we're there right now. And the reason why this year is so important, because in the book of Revelation, it has an emphasis, a strong emphasis on the number 7. It appears in Revelation, especially, like, I forget how many times. It's a large number. But even in Revelation, they were talking about the 7-headed dragon. right? Where you have like the end times, like we're in the year of 7, and we were kind of led into this year, like shepherded into this year with the passing of the Queen, the passing of Pope Benedict. So those are like huge symbolic waves to go into this year, saying like to the elites, to let them know like this is what this year is about to be.
In the next 7 years, 2030 agenda, you already know.
Exactly. So they have these plans, but they're betting on us to go along with these plans, y'all. And so I know a lot of people probably feel defenseless because you like, they run the world, they can hire snipers and they can take me out. They know what I'm thinking. Like they put us in all these fears because we give them too much power. We're like, oh, Illuminati.
Bingo.
I'm scared. Oh, we give them too much power, y'all. You remember the movie Ants? We talked about this last week. Like, okay, so the average person's probably thinking, well, how can I myself make a difference if I'm not meeting up with like a group of thousands and going to storm the Capitol? Let me tell you 3 simple things you can do. Actually, 1 thing you can do: knowledge of self. Learn who you are. Learn who you are. Learn to love yourself. Learn to love the people around you. And I guarantee you, just by doing that 1 thing, it's going to cause changes in your society, because you open up everything.
Yes.
Because the One can change the all, because the One is the all. We
Yeah.
are the all.
Yeah.
The mind is the all.
Yeah.
We are connected to this collective mind. And let's say source. Come on, man. Let's say let's say you have a network of computers, right? And throughout this network of computers, if one computer catches a virus, then the entire network could catch a virus, right? If one computer transcends and becomes a quantum computer, even though that's probably not possible, but let's just say, hypothetically speaking, one computer transcends the rest of the computers and they become a quantum computer. So if they can affect the rest of the computers with a virus, they can affect the rest of the computers with them becoming them becoming super mind. So if you decide to, you know what, I'm going to go within, I'm going to have knowledge of self, I'm going to focus on the now, and I'm going to focus on how I can evolve the soul. You're not focused on materials, Gucci, Prada, all this stuff, because all that is just a preoccupation that distracts the soul from the evolution. So if you just change yourself, you can change the whole. Basically, that's how you can. That is in itself a silent rebellion.
Not to mention that. Oh, I'm sorry, my bad.
No, you're good. I'm just gonna say, you turn yourself up, you turn the next person up. All it takes is once you plant the right seed.
And that's like, and you don't even have to say that. You don't have to say that for the voice to come out your mouth. If it's, I'm just going to say, just for all intents and purposes, if it is true that we are all connected as far as the people who have souls, then once one person learns it, it's going to be, technically, yes, we're all in different vessels and it looks like there's many different people, but when you take yourself out of the vessel, it's just one thing of energy or stream of energy, if that's what you want to call it. And it'll pass through everything, just like how monkeys figured out how to fish, I think it was, and then out of nowhere, on the opposite side of the world, out of nowhere, they just knew how to do it. You know what I mean? Because the connection to source. Now, what they've done now with AI is that they've made a God 2.0, which is their own hive mind, where if you take this or you do this or you do that, you become connected to that. And now they have control over all that. So technically they're playing God, but it's just a really terrible, terrible version that exists within the constructs of the creator's creation, essentially. And
Facts.
But that's just like with the AI
with the frequency level, and what she was saying as well, it's just rising to that actual frequency within itself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Even the earth has its own frequency. You know what I'm saying, bro? So we all know it's levels to it, but what a lot of people don't understand is I don't want to take it to the music, but on some So pretty much, bro, the 808 is the lowest vibration of them all.
Yeah.
Speak
And
that.
it keeps our people in a hypnotic state, and that's why majority of the hip hop music that we're so jazzed with, you know, the down south, you know, flow of things. People don't know that you zombifying your conscience, your soul, more and more. Just back to the 2 chains. We all everybody know. I mean, that's not hating. We just keeping it real. I mean, if you being real with yourself, then you can be real with your people. And if all people want to do is talk about A, B, C, and D, but yet, you know, something happens and then it's like, you know, oh, why did it? Well, think about, you know, the energy you was putting out here on it.
That music, that's real though. Like fighting in the club, you hearing what's that?
All of
The
that.
little nucky music.
All of that.
Yes.
No, but
Hey, bro, I gotta answer this call. I'm gonna come back if y'all still live.
All right.
Peace, y'all. I appreciate
Peace, my
the
brother.
time.
Love you, man. Peace. Yes. So the music, the frequency. I mean, that's what it all comes back to, because we are frequency, you know. So it's when we listen to music, we're just adding a. When we listen to music, we're, in a way, we're eating, right? You know how like you eat food and like that food adds on to the part of your body. Peace, brother. When you eat,
holding his balance. I'm sorry. I've been watching you forever, bro, and you add me on the freaking live, bro. This is crazy. Hey, man, say what's up, Angel. Man, I've been doing numerology, bro, for like forever, man. Please come to Kansas City. We need a bunch of woke people. Y'all know Kansas City Chiefs. Like, I follow 7 Bomar, and I'm sorry to interrupt y'all, but I watch y'all. I watch 5D. I use you, bro, to spread the message, bro. It's real, bro. It's real life, and I can't believe you added me on here, bro. I follow 7 Bomar Understanding. I don't know if you know about it, but everything you be saying, it be right on point. And I'm only 24 years old, bro.
ooh,
Like, I'm telling you, it's tough out
Gen
here.
Z in the
Everything
building.
that y'all was just saying, people been showing animosity against like how you going with the word, and you know, and it's big right now. It's huge, bro. And I'm just appreciative, bro, if y'all keep going. And what's the name? Because that's literally what it's about. I was not expecting to be added on here. I wanted to, and it happened. Like, I can't even believe I'm on here, man. This is beautiful.
can I ask you something, and then I'm gonna end up heading out. I gotta go somewhere real quick. With dreams, when I go to sleep, if I'm in the mood for it, what I do is I'll lay down and I'll keep my eyes open, but I won't move my body. I'll try to get my body to fall asleep as much as it can, I guess. And then as I'm, I guess, starting to transfer over, I'm constantly telling myself in my head, I'm in a dream, I'm in a dream, I'm in a dream, I'm in a dream, so that when I do transfer over and I pop up in the spirit world or whatever, whoever wants to label it, whatever, I'm still constantly telling myself that. So the minute that I tell myself that when I'm already over there, I don't know how to explain it, but it literally makes you invincible from. I have a lot of dreams of saving people, of fighting different beings, flying, fighting energy beings all the time. But when I don't tell myself that you're in a dream, I'm always subjected to being attacked. But I've noticed that if you can train yourself to, I guess, consciously tell your subconscious, I guess if that makes sense, that you're in a dream, it's almost like nothing can mess with you. I mean, literally the wave of my hand and whatever enemy being or whatever it is that's there, it just disintegrates into dust. And I've only been able to do it a few times, but I just wanted to share that just because I feel like it's something vital. My goal is to try to be is if it's possible, as conscious as I am here, I want to be as conscious as I am there. And I don't want to necessarily have it to where it connects to where I can't tell the difference, but if our dreams and our subconscious is making this physical world, then what better way to have full control over it by yourself so that you can manifest whatever you need to in the physical world. But other than that, I just wanted to share that, man. I appreciate you letting me on here. I've been wanting to talk to you for a whole hot minute. I sent you a ton of messages.
Oh, I'm
and
sorry.
I sent you a
Very
video.
big
No big deal, man. It's no
Okay.
big deal at all. But I did send you a video. There's a guy on YouTube. He made a timeline of, well, he calls it virtual gaming, but really it's the world. And the way that he breaks it down as far as the progression and what's going to happen, it's eerie as I don't know what, to see how truthful it sounds, and it makes you wonder where he's getting that information from. But other than that, I did send it to you. If you get a chance, check it out. Let me know.
Most definitely.
I appreciate that.
Before you go, I feel like I'm supposed to tell you this. You probably already know this, but with your dream journey, if possible, add Ormus mushroom. That's one.
What is
and
it?
Add Ormus mushroom.
How you spell the first
It's
Ormus?
ORMUS.
Okay.
It's like it's like what do you call it?
Ormus.
It's gold. Yeah, it's a certain type of gold. I can't think of it right now. It's like on the top of my mind, but it's called Ormus mushroom. I did a video about the type of gold it is. But bro, if you drink it, it's gonna take you there. Just like mugwort, mugwort and blue lotus, those three things, Ormus mushroom, mugwort, and blue lotus, work with those three nature healers, and it will take your dreaming to the next level. And if you don't already have one, have a dream journal, keep it by your bed. As soon as you rise and exert any other energy, do anything else, write down everything you can remember from the astral realm. And Cardo, you are a bright mind. Thank you so much for being here, bro. Seriously,
I appreciate you.
I can speak
beautiful.
for everybody when I say we appreciate it.
It was beautiful.
Yes.
Y'all have a good night.
We're tapping again soon, man. Peace.
Yes, sir.
I can second that on the mugwort. You know, I was just telling you about a dream I had, and it was right. It was mugwort tea day.
Monoatomic gold, yes. Man, we got some bright people up in here. Monoatomic gold, that's what it's called. Monoatomic gold, Ormus mushroom. Please tap into that, y'all. I'm actually a sponsor for this one company. I just been forgetting to do it. But anyway, Ormus mushroom. If I can remember my link, I'll put it somewhere later. So y'all get a discount on that. But my brother, let's tap in with you. I see you got a little king that you raising up there. That's the next generation.
I got 6 of them.
What?
Yeah, man. I'm telling my story, bro.
Say, I got a story to tell.
I can't believe this, man. Like, I am just really appreciative. I'm just really, 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 really appreciative, man, for opening up your space, man. And I even seen what's your name? Queen Lester. I remember. I think I was on the live where y'all was talking to another young lady with the red hair, and I was there, and I had watched that live, and that was even a good live too, like bringing up different, viewpoints and aspects of just seeing it, and man, where do I come from? Like even I didn't make connections because even I guess where do I start? I've really been pressing on with numerology in my city. The one who I can say who put me on the higher power was my I'm not gonna say baby mama, but like the mother of my first children, and I'm still growing, a healer who healing, she the really who put me on with this higher consciousness. And for years, I must have been like 18, 20, 17, like, just during this phase, like, and I'm thinking I'm woke though. Like, I'm an artist. Like, I write poetry. I make Black poems. How am I not woke? You feel me? I got a team of 4 people. We're making connections, talking about the trees that people cut off. I'm not really woke. There was things, and I'm 17, so I'm thinking I'm already ahead, and I am already ahead of people. It wasn't Black people coming up to me saying, hey, this poem is amazing. It was white folks saying, hey, bro, da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da-da. And so it was already a mental, teaching that I'm learning at a young age. And the mother of my children, my queen, she younger than me. So off jump, just the first thing that off jump hit me that will fuck my mind up, excuse my language,
Mm-hmm.
is saying that, you feel me, when we talking about slavery or stuff, that black people have black people as slaves too. Not saying that that's the sum of it, but just, you know, literally building your lifestyle on, hey, this is the way it went. And it was already hard enough arguing with my grandma about me not even wanting to go to work, about, you know. So now off jump, I got twice. I can double it. Like, you know, like, oh, now we still slaves. We all slaves. I was slave for even thinking like that. I was a top-notch slave. You feel me? And it's so many, like, you know, doorways and what's the names. But I got into numerology, really, and I can say that I've been manipulated by stronger artists. You know, people that I done looked up to use my energy. I'm a psychic number 5. I mean, I'm a life path number 5.
Hey, me
psychic number
too.
1.
Okay, all right.
Psychic number 1, life path number 5. So the sun, and then I'm a reflection of how I think. You know, the one is the sun, and then 5 being, you know, Hermes, Mercury. You know, and so what was I getting into? I've been on a journey. I've been finding a lot of 47s, people, psychic numbers either 4 or psychic number 7s. And this thing has been coming into me. And so, and then even on with my number being 15, I done met 14. You know, I done met 13. I done met 12. I done met 16. I done met 17. Look, my baby just walked in the house from work. Babe, I'm on the live with Astro 5D. Oh, God.
I love it. I love it.
Peace.
Crazy, bro. But, okay. So, I mean, I done met certain numbers that's been in correlation just with me. So, I just know that this journey was not for no reason. It is not for no reason. Yes. And even just me can connect to, you know, people who really own this, who probably been going longer than I have, you know, because I am just a vessel. You know, at the end of the day, when it comes to this bigger work, you know, this bigger what's the name. And so I think my biggest funk right now is with the Israelites.
All right, so bro, do me a favor. It's 5:45, so we're gonna come to a close here pretty soon. I love your energy. Yeah. If you can, send me your address or send me your mailing address. I want to send you a book if I can find one. If I can find this book on numerology, I want to send it to you. I really love your energy, and you're only 24, so wow. So do me a favor, send me your address and my.
A lot of thanks to you, to y'all.
Yes.
Not my fault.
Yes. No, we're a mirror. So yes, send me that address in my DM. I'm gonna look out for it, and then I'm gonna send you a book next month. So you know, I feel like that would help you.
I appreciate you, brother.
Definitely tap in again with us, man. Next time.
So I don't be missing them, man. I don't miss them, bro. I go down your thing and be down that mug for hours. Like, okay, what can I use this time?
I really appreciate, man. I'm so grateful. I love you, my brother. We'll see you next time. I love you
too, brother.
All right. Peace.
Shout out to the Life Path 5. Hello, sir.
Yes, Life Path 5. Blessings, brother.
Hey, how's it going?
Oh, it's going well, man. How you doing?
I'm all right. I'm a Sagittarius, 79.
Big Sag. Okay.
Yeah. I'm gonna be brief and quick. I've been listening to you for a while, and I'm in Toronto, right?
Okay.
I know what's her name?
Carrie.
She deals with Carrie. Yeah. We on the movie sets together sometimes. Okay. But I thought about this, right? I asked myself one time, I was like, why do they go through so much to keep us divided? And then it hit me, right? If sometimes when you think of a person that you haven't seen in a while and you end up seeing that person, you know, a couple of weeks after, well, I kind of mastered it to where if I want to see somebody today, I think about it, let it go, and I'll see that person. Then it hit me. Why do they keep us divided? I'm like, wait a minute. On New Year's, everybody wishes, oh, Happy New Year, Happy New Year. That's just a day. What if we spread the word and say, okay, on New Year's, we're going to choose, say, Jamaica's time zone. So on New Year's, around the world, everybody think whatever thought you want to think as a collective. Because remember, thought manifests into reality. You think it, and it manifests. So if everybody around the world, instead of saying Happy New Year, we say, like, you know what, heal the earth, or, you know, whatever thing that we want to change, instead of saying Happy New Year for just that one day, why can't we just spread the word collectively and figure out how to say heal the earth, you know, for 1 minute? Everybody is on that frequency. What do you think is going to happen if we all say all black, so we get all black people to do it worldwide? What do you think is going to happen? I think, me personally, I would like to just even try it just to see what would happen, to see if it would be instant manifestation. Because if my own one little brain can draw somebody towards me who I haven't seen in a while, the same day, if collectively we all put our minds together as that one giant source of energy, thought at that one specific time, I think that will be instant manifestation. And then the answer came to me. That's why they go through so much, spend so much money to keep us divided. They don't want us to think collectively, because they know, remember Bob Marley said, have no fear for atomic weapon, because none of them can stop the time. I think he's saying once we figure out, oh shit, we don't need weaponry, we just got a collective thought as one, you know, it's like the God body. Yes. If we all tap into the God body, we can, our brains can manifest things just like that. And then, because they said God lives in the hearts of all flesh. So if God lives in the hearts of all flesh, those little pieces of puzzle that we used to put together to see the big picture, if we all come together and think as one, we see the power and the face of God in itself. Because if God lives in the hearts of all flesh, and all flesh comes together as one, what do we have?
Oh,
you see what I'm saying?
Yes.
What do we have? And that's why they go through so much to keep us divided, fighting, the hating, the this, the that, to keep us divided from each other. You know what I mean? I think if we come together, even next New Year's or whatever, God forbid if we, you know, but I think we should even try it just to see what happens. As the curiosity in us, see if we can spread the word and just collectively all pick a time zone, and we will meditate for even 1 minute to say, heal the earth, heal the earth. For that 1 minute, we pick Jamaica's time zone, and we say for that 1 minute, everybody goes, heal the earth, heal the earth, heal the earth, and believe it, and just focus on that, and then see what happens. I guarantee you, all the things that you see them trying to do will just go.
That is a genius idea. That is a genius. Even if we were to, let's say, like, pick a day, right? Pick a time and be like, okay, guys, here's a day. At this time, we're all going to think about and then pick the topic. I guarantee you, if you have hundreds of thousand people all thinking about one thing that they love at the same time, bro, you are right. You are right. Wow.
Then we defeat every single weapon, every single thing that they try to put against us. Everything, instantly. And that's what I believe. And my curiosity wants to see it. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. But I know it's going to happen, because thought creates. You think about something, a cell phone. We think about a person. You guys been there. Think about a person, and they either call you or appear at a certain time. I've narrowed it down where I said, okay, you know what? I want to see them instantly. And I keep doing it until I thought about a person and I saw the person by the end of the day. Instantly, I'm like, oh, okay. Now I get how this works. You know what I mean?
Oh, yes.
Then I put it on a collective, and I'm like, wait a minute, this makes sense. And that's how I came up with the whole thought pattern of, okay, why not we just, you know, because me personally, I think they're using our own power against us. You know,
most definitely.
they're using our own power to manifest what they want by visually saying things and putting things out there, and we're believing in it and thinking about it. We're manifesting their bullshit. They have no power here. We have the power, but they tricked us.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying? And that's just my little 2 cents. I really believe, because I watch, and you know what I'm saying? And it's the minds coming together. It's slowly drawing, and you know what I mean? And I think it's gonna happen. You know? I think we should pick a time. A time. It doesn't have to be New Year's, but if you can spread the word, as you said, and pick a time and a topic, and just out of curiosity, just to see what happens, and get more people. And we videotape it. If it manifests, then other people will see and free the right ones. The rest will follow behind.
Ashe.
Yeah.
Ashe. Y'all,
Yes.
we got a new homework assignment. Let me do some numerology work, and I feel like if we pick a day that's surrounded by nines and we do it at 9 o'clock, whether it be in the rising or at night, I think it will actually not think, but I know it will work. Even if we don't notice a shift right away, there will be a shift because you're right. And one way that they do this is movies. They know that if they get people in a room, showing them all the same thing, get them thinking about all the same thing, they can bring into this reality whatever they want to. For an example, the recent Netflix series about that serial killer, whatever his name is.
Asher, you are in my head. The Demir guy.
It's the brainwaves.
Yes, we're tapped in right now. So as soon as that aired, I think it was like maybe 4 or 5 new serial killers out. But before that, serial killers, at least in my world, I didn't really hear about them like you did in the 90s and stuff or the 80s and stuff. But as soon as that show came out, you got 3 serial killers on the loose in California, 1 in Kansas. I'm like, yo, that's how it works.
We're literally popping up. They say beware of the Netflix top 10. There's always agenda there.
Yes, bro, that's the assignment. We're gonna pick a day, we're gonna pick a time, we're gonna all think about the same thing, and we're gonna do this. We're gonna do it more than once because that's how much it's gonna take.
And bringing all the energy, the high energy people, you know, because rich people always say, oh, even celebs, you always hear them say one key word, oh, you just gotta believe. You just gotta believe. They keep saying that. You want to get rich, you just gotta believe. You just gotta believe. So it's the same thought. As you believe into the thought that you're manifesting, and it will happen. You know?
Yes. Matter of fact, if I can suggest a book, I just read it this rising. It's called The Magic of Believing by Claude M. Bristol. Great book. You can finish it in an hour. It's only like, you can listen to it on YouTube. That's how I do most of my books. It's called The Magic of Believing. Please listen to it. And you're right. This guy, the author, he's read thousands of books about deep spiritual, metaphysical, all these different things. And he said the one thing that all these different ancient civilizations and cultures had in common was belief. That's the one thing that all of them shared, was that's how they made these incredible things happen, was they believe that it will happen. And so I say that with our reality now, we have to take it one step further than belief, and we have to know. We have to know that whatever we are manifesting, like when we do this homework assignment, we should already start celebrating the results, right? Because that's how it's gonna go.
Already there.
Yes. Man, I can't thank you enough for this assignment. I got goosebumps again. Y'all just giving it to me all night.
That is
man. You know. Because I've been thinking, because I asked the universe, I said, why do they divide us? What is it that they keep us, they spend so much money? And that was the answer that came to me.
But you know what? It's not only us, like melanated people. And I don't care whoever believes what they think about the other race or whatever, but it's all races.
It's all races. It's not nothing to do with race. It's just the collective. It's the collective source.
They don't care what we're fighting over, as long as we're fighting. They never care what we're fighting over. They just want to keep us separated, because they know as soon as we come together and we start asking each other questions like, are y'all okay with this? Y'all want to get rid of this government? They know that. They know
Andrew Tate talked about that. Andrew Tate talked about it. He said, listen, if you guys knew what was going on, the whites shouldn't be fighting against the black. They do that purposely to keep us distracted so they can do their bullshit. Andrew Tate said that specifically. He's like, yo, I've seen what's going on. I know what's going on. You know?
Because if you sit somebody down and you ask them why they don't like the other race, you'll probably get a blank stare, because they don't even know. They just know that that's true. What they're supposed to do. You know?
I think about the hive mind, and I know we always reference the movie Ants, but you know, when you separate the hive, you can I can do anything to this group. I can do anything to that group. When I separate the source, when I separate the connectivity of the source, then I can easily target, these segments. We are all, and from the beginning
Great
of
awakening.
time, one thing that chief separator is religion.
Religion is one of the biggest, if not the biggest separator.
Yeah.
You just start talking about.
It's the jail. It's the matrix jail.
It's the jail of the mind.
Yes, it separates the people.
It tries to sell you on things that you inherently can do. Like it tries to, like if people knew what their mind was capable of, they would never go to church. I truly believe that because you're already born with everything that you need. That's why when you think about something that happens in your life, like that's how powerful we are. Wow. Anyway, it's 5:58. My brother, thank you so much. Please tap back in with us next time because your energy feels great. Man. Thank you so much.
I messaged you a couple times with some information, but questions and stuff. So I'm in the DM somewhere.
Look for your name. I'll make sure to look for your name.
Mighty change. You know that Tupac said, change gonna come?
All right.
Mighty change.
Mighty change. Much love, my brother, man.
All right, man.
I love you, man. Have a blessed one.
Peace.
All right, now. Peace. All right. So, man, before this live, actually during my prayer or whatever, I was like, please just let this live be one of the best ones because I feel like the mystery school needs it, and the prayers were answered because this was actually one of my favorite. This is probably my favorite of this year, to be honest.
Nice.
I mean, we still haven't even touched on psychedelic healers and what timeline we're in. That was all off of the internet of bodies. That was one topic that we just went ham on. So y'all know what 2 of the topics will be next week, and the homework assignment. So we're going to. I'm gonna pick a day that's a heavy 9 day, and we're just gonna do it at 9 o'clock, whether it be rising or night. Probably rising time because the energy is going to be a little bit stronger there. We don't want to do it with the moon. We want to do it with the sun. So
there you go. Period.
Yeah, we're going to do it more than once. But yeah, y'all, that's going to be the homework. Wow. Homework assignment for this week. Read The Magic of Believing, please, because before we do this homework assignment that Mighty Change just gave us, that blessed us with, you have to read The Magic of Believing, because if you don't know how to implement magic thinking, then doing this assignment with the mass meditation and stuff, it's not going to be as powerful. But if you guys, it takes 1 hour, put it on in the background. Hopefully you just listen to it, but 55 minutes, you can listen to it while you work out. Please listen to the book. I'm going to put the link after the video in my stories with the homework assignment, so y'all know. So that's the homework for this week. Read The Magic of Believing, or rather listen to it. Wow, that was powerful. And I still have so much more I want to say, but I'm going to be respectful of everybody's time. This is my first time here. I'm going to read through some of y'all questions because somebody said should this be a Q&A. So I'm going to read 3 questions. This is my first time here. Read what book? The book is, can somebody put it in the chat, The Magic of Believing? And there we go. Somebody already did. All right. We should hop on it while Neptune is in Pisces. No, we shouldn't. Not at all. No. Does it matter the time zones? Well, what time is it? What time is at the North Pole? Does it really matter? So no, it doesn't matter.
What is time?
What is time? I would love to talk to y'all. Please tap in next week, and I'm gonna read one more. They don't have any spiritual powers; they use ours. Come on now,
yeah.
Y'all so bright up in here. That's how they use it, y'all. And another thing I want to say before we leave y'all is, please be very careful about what you are watching, what you are listening to, because it's not only what you're eating that's causing you to shape your reality. But like we said earlier during this live, if you listening to 2 Chainz all day, if you listening to Lil Wayne all day, nothing against them, but it's the music they make. Listen to the words. Oh, I'm gonna shoot this man with 86 bullets, yada yada. If y'all listening to that, your mind is saying that this is okay. You are the protector of your subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind waits for you to give it directions, but imagine you're like a babysitter. Your subconscious mind, I have a whole talk about this called The Golden Temple. If you guys haven't seen it, please go and watch it, The Golden Temple. Your subconscious mind is like a little baby Yoda. It can do anything you want it to do, but you have to protect it, right? And so with protecting it, that just means that you have to watch what you listen to. Guard your mind like it is like you're holding gold in your mind, because literally you are. So
shame.
Yes. All right, guys. So that's all for today. I didn't do the sound bowl when we came in, but I'm gonna do it now. I want to save it to the end so we can leave with these good frequencies. All right. So the other homework assignment is I'm gonna put both the homework assignments in my story. All right. And one of them is to spend 3+ hours listening to the song I put in my live. It's going to be very high frequency music. It's probably going to be one of my favorite ones, but it's probably going to be one for your solar plexus, right? So listen to this high frequency music. I'm going to put it up there, and then next week when we have this live, I'm going to ask you guys what it did for you. So don't think you can skip out on your homework because I'm going to ask you. You better show up like Miss Jazzy do, like Ebony do. You know, they show up every week. Y'all better show up. You know what I'm saying? I know I'm missing out on somebody else that be showing up every week. But anyway.
Can I just ask,
yes.
Before we leave with sounds, I know that we talk, every week we come on and we discuss things that may seem a little heavy, right? But there is absolutely nothing to ever be afraid of, even with the things that we absolutely know that are coming. As intuitives, we are it. You are it.
Fact.
I am it.
Yes.
And so this is all just useful dialogue, if you will, but there's nothing to ever be afraid of. No matter what they could possibly think about throwing at us, we are always overly prepared and divinely protected.
Always. That was so beautiful. Yes, always, y'all.
Just shrug your shoulders, y'all. We'll do
yes. And you know what? Right now, like we were saying, all right, I swear this is the last thing I'm going to say.
I'm sorry.
No, you're good. We're going to be here at 9 o'clock. But another thing is that what we were saying earlier is that the energy is a little bit heavier right now with people being a little bit more hostile and violent. You have to do the best that you can to ignore that energy. That energy is sent to disrupt you, and if you let it, it will. Whenever you feel that somebody is intentionally trying to disrupt your energy, just say to yourself, back to center, back to center. Bring your intention back to your heart chakra. Go back there, because we are being tested right now more than ever, y'all. More than ever. They trying to disrupt the energy, keep the vibrations low. They don't want us to do what we're doing right now. What we're doing right now is a form of rebellion. So whenever somebody comes at you with disruptive energy, back to center, let it go, send them healing energy, and keep on about your way. Okay? So whenever you hear the chime, take a deep breath in and out. We're going to do 3 chimes, and then we're just going to end the live with that. Thank you guys for being here. When I say I love you, I truly mean that. I'm not just saying it for face value. I truly love you. Thank you for sharing the time in this human experience with us. All right, here we go. One more. Wait, that wasn't a good one. Let me do it again. All right.
There you go.
Yes. Yes. Until next time, I hope you guys enjoy your human experience. I love you. Peace.